as I mentioned before, Lamont Roach Jr. was great against Tank Davis over the weekend. Some great fights, some great UFC, some good NBA. We have lots to get to.
He was a huge underdog. If you don't know the fight Covino's talking about, we even called it sort of a tune-up fight here on Fox Sports Radio because that's what I guess most thought.
I want to apologize. I didn't give that brother a chance, as Stephen A. Smith said. I thought he had no chance, and he came out. He fought a perfect fight.
Bro.
I am here to say I'm sorry. It was blasphemous.
I watched Saturday afternoon when I got back from my kids' baseball and softball games, and I'm like, ooh, fight time. That's right. This dude, Roach Jr.,
oh, man, he fought the perfect fight. Came out with a plan, stuck to it. Much like Stephen A. Smith, Stephen Anthony Covino, me, I also thought he had no shot, but it's because he was coming up in weight and he's fighting Tank Davis, right? Now, Lamont Roach Jr. is a champion at 130. He's fighting 135, superstar Tank Davis, one of the four kings. And, dude, he owned him the whole fight, but the controversy was in the 9th round, Tank Davis took a knee. Automatic standing 8 count, automatic knockdown. Then he goes to his corner to wipe the grease from his eye.
That was the story.
Because he got his hair did. And again, that's automatic disqualification. Like, you can't go to your corner and you can't call timeouts, okay? So if you want to take a knee, yeah, that's a knockdown, which means Lamont Roach Jr. technically should have won the fight because he arguably won the fight regardless of anything. They called it a draw.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a draw, but really he won that fight. So some good controversial boxing. A good battle, but I have a suggestion.
What if you use Soul Glow? Can you go to your corner?
That was really... I don't know if that's in the rule books. That was the problem. I'm not even joking. And by the way, great excuse to play Soul Glow. What's up, Coming to America? So, by the way, this fight that we're talking about, Roach versus Tank Davis, Covino's right. Going into the fight, Tank Davis was a minus 1,600 favorite, meaning you have to wager 1,600 buckaroos to win 100. So he was a monumental, huge favorite, and it ends up being a majority tie. And Covino's right. No one took a point away from Tank Davis when he sort of took a knee. And
in fact, 2 of the judges gave the round to Tank after he took a knee in that round.
So technically, those rounds, instead of 10-9, should have been 9-9. And the reality, Covino, is his excuse after the fight was, I got Soul Glow in my eye. Not necessarily Soul Glow, but he did say he got his hair done, and the greases they use were getting in his eyes.
And Angel Reese says, yep, happens every time. She actually tweeted about it. But I had it 115, 112 when I watched it again. 7 rounds to 5, Roach in favor. I did think he won, but I was okay with the draw, right? You got to, well, as the great Ric Flair said, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. Who said it?
He said to be the man.
Oh, to be the, well, you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. I think he arguably beat the champ. But draw's okay. The controversy I wasn't cool with. You can't just call timeouts in boxing.
You ever get Soul Glow in your eye?
No, but I have a suggestion, Rich. A suggestion. I haven't used Soul Glow in a long time. I use Suavecito now.
I have a funny story, by the way.
Okay, but my suggestion is this. We talked about this briefly. Back in the 80s, they had what they called the Four Kings, and it was the golden era of boxing when you had Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Leonard probably getting the best of all of them, but they were all great. Now we got 4 kings in today's world, and 3 of them are fighting May 2nd. In that stacked Turkey a la Sheik card, you got Ryan Garcia fighting Rolly Romero, Devin Haney fighting Jose Ramirez, Teofimo Lopez and Barbosa. You got to get Tank Davis on that card and let him run it back with Lamont Roach.
Hey, who do you call the 4 kings?
Garcia, Haney, Lopez, and Tank.
Oh, my 4 kings were King Haku, King Harley Race, the Macho King, and King Jerry Lawler. I thought those were the 4 kings.
Those are some great ones for sure.
Right. Different.
Hey, we're going to talk some John Cena, so stick to wrestling in a minute.
Well, I'm the king.
But that would be the great solution here. If you got 3 of the 4 kings fighting May 2nd in a ridiculous card, get Tank Davis. They got enough money to make that happen. Get him on there. Let him run it back because Lamont Roach Jr. deserves it. So you had some great boxing. You had some good UFC. It was a nice weekend. I hope you enjoyed it.
I said I had a quick funny story. It has to do with your Bobo brother-in-law, who I love.
Jeez, which one? Pick one. I got 3 of them.
Your sister Grace's husband, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Danny G, we went
By the
to
way, I say that respectfully because Dan listens all the time.
all your brother-in-laws.
What up, brother-in-law Dan?
All your brother-in-laws might have had their ears perk up when I said bozo brother-in-law. Your sister Grace's husband, Chris, one of the nicest dudes ever. Danny, you probably met him. He's been to my house with his kids.
Yeah, that's right.
He talks real slow. It's like, get to the point.
He's like the sloth at the DMV in that
Yeah.
Zootopia movie.
So, man, had a busy day today. You're like, oh, man.
He does
I'm going to go get a drink.
He does HVAC work. He helped me put in my Nest thermostat, and he's like, well, what you need to do. I'm like, can you just do it? Can you?
Yeah, he talks a
Well,
lot.
if you take this wire. I'm like, buddy, just please.
Dad must kill Rich. Rich wants a whole story in 25 seconds.
Yeah,
true.
keep it snappy, man.
We live in an Instagram, TikTok world, unfortunately.
Yeah,
right?
don't pull an Adrian Brody and talk for 7 minutes.
I'm So-
stuck in slow motion.
So what you do is you take off your old thermostat.
Adrian Brody gives speeches in Uber minutes. He's like, yeah, I'll be real quick. I'll keep it short. 7 minutes later.
So
Yeah, that's how my brother-in-law
his
is.
bozo brother-in-law, Chris, speaking of soul glow, getting in your eyes, we all went to a bar to meet up. One of our friends was in a band, and they were doing a show, so we were all supporting. And Covino's brother-in-law shows up, and his face and forehead are red. His eyes look like he has pink eye.
Tomato
I
head.
was like, what is going on, dude? Honestly, I was like, don't touch me, dude. You got pink eye in both eyes. His forehead, Covino's right. He looked like a damn tomato.
You know in a cartoon when like Bluto squeezing Popeye real hard and he turns into a beet? His
Yep.
head was
I do.
red as
I
could
do.
be. Yes.
So we're like, Chris, what's up, man? What's doing? Well, don't touch. I was half-ass paying attention, and I was putting hair product in, but instead of grabbing my hair product, he put icy hot in his head.
Yeah. He had icy hot in his head and it, got into his eyes.
It's like, why is my head burning?
His scalp was beet red. Like you could see, his scalp through his hair. It was bright red. And the whole day, he was sweating, so it was dripping in his face. And we're there, like, you all right, dude? I don't know, man. I made a mistake.
So if anyone can relate to Tank Davis's weekend, ask your brother-in-law, Chris, who one time put icy hot instead of hair product
Yeah, but
in.
that's not how.
That's like something from a movie.
I know,
No,
it's ridiculous.
who would actually do that?
Yeah, my brother-in-law did that. And you know what? He found his match, my sister, because she once tried to get hair dye off her arm using a magic eraser and burnt all her skin off. True story. True story. My same couple, my sister, got hair dye and tried to remove it with.
Hopefully, two wrongs make a right. And they
Yeah, I
don't
guess.
play
Yeah, I don't
off
know.
each other in
Honestly,
their clumsiness.
and their kids.
I was going to
are,
say, did they
are
have
Mensa.
kids?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Their kids are Lanny Poffos.
Genii.
So anyway, that's not how a pound-for-pound great conducts himself. I like Tank Davis, but that was just straight embarrassing. Don't be getting grease in your eye. Don't be calling timeouts. Know the rules. He's like, I didn't know. You didn't know? The casual fan knows if you take a knee. That's a standing 8. Give me a break.
So based on what Covino's saying, if you're connecting all the dots, had the judges acknowledged that as a knockdown
Roach wins.
instead of a majority draw,
Then he goes up. Then Roach goes up in weight and he wins. And no, but he didn't get that. So again, boxing ending in controversy, you don't say. But it still was a great, great battle, and we reaped all the benefits.
you have an exciting couple months coming up. You're like an old white guy from the 20s. Baseball and boxing?
I love it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, see?